Good evening, everyone, good evening, and welcome to AZMR. I'm going to start the show by acknowledging that this show was created on the stolen lands of the Jagera and Turrbal peoples. I pay respects to their elders, past and present, and I acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded. Sovereignty was never ceded. Good evening and welcome to AZMR on Zed Digital. Zed Digital for 4 triple Z, 4 triple Z, 4 triple Z, 4 triple Z. This is episode number 17. Episode 17. Cool. Things are coming along. And, just doing some ASMR, low sensory radio for the next 2 hours, and hopefully putting us all to sleep, because we could all use a little bit more sleep. My name is Polly, and you might know me from the daytime program Kids with Class, kicking ass on Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. till midday on 102.1 FM, 4 triple Z, 4 triple Z, 4 triple Z, 4 triple Z. And that's what I do, in the light hours. But yeah, in the dark hours, I do this. Cool. So cool. If you want to head back and listen to some past episodes, you can head to the 4 triple Z on demand web page for zzz.org.au/program/AZZZMR. And yeah, you can listen to up to 6 episodes, but you can head to YouTube for the older ones and see some pictures, because there's some pictures, and you can subscribe if you feel like, and just come hang out on the visual platform, I guess. If you are looking for pictures of cats, head over to the social media, AzZzMR.4ZZZ on Instagram and Facebook, and check out just non-stop pictures of my cat, really. That'll be a bit cute. Sometimes I post other things, but not really, just mostly pictures of my cat. So, yeah, I hope that's what you're into, because that's the place to go. And yeah, so it's episode 17 now. 17. So many episodes. Yeah, cool. So coming up on the show tonight, we will be reading some negative Nintendo games reviews from NGamer magazine from 2008. So that will be a cute time. We'll also be last week we read out some crystal facts from our crystal card deck thingo. Normally I don't put series things back to back, but I think I might just read crystals every week until we get through them all, because it's quite a lot and it's fine. There's 78 cards and we did 12, so I guess we'll do another 12. Maybe I shouldn't talk so much in between. That's probably what did it. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Learn some crystal facts. And also, we'll be reading the Visitor Guide to Dinosaur Canyon from the Australian Age of Dinosaurs. I've been talking about the dinosaur trail road trip that I went on a few years ago, and reading out various things that I got along the way and talking about that over the past few weeks. So if you're interested more in that, there's plenty more episodes with Australian dinosaur trail stuff. But yeah, we'll be reading out the visitor guide. And I also have a little packet of origami. So we're going to do some origami, which will be some like folding paper noises. Paper just makes noises, doesn't it? And yeah, maybe that'll be orally fun. Orally fun. I don't know. You'll probably just listen to me struggling to make the things. But we'll find out. We'll just find out how that goes. Yeah, and then we'll finish the show with just some gentle piano just to help you drift off to sleep. And that's it. That's what we're going to do tonight. Cool. So, better get stuck into it, I guess. Gotta find some negative games reviews in NGamer magazine. That's where we're going to start with episode number 17. Episode 17. Let's go. AZMR. Let's go. Okay, so this issue of NGamer magazine was from April 2008. April 2008, NGamer magazine. NGamer, I don't know where I got these ones from because there is the Australian one, which was just Nintendo magazine. But I'm pretty sure NGamer is UK. Anyway, maybe they were just at the supermarket. I don't know. I used to buy Nintendo magazine from the supermarket, and then they stopped selling it. And they were like, only one person was buying it every month. And I was like, oh, that was me. It's fine. I like reading about Nintendo games. And then for some reason, I guess I hoarded them. Anyway, NGamer, the ultimate Nintendo magazine. The picture on the cover is for a game called Bully Scholarship Edition. And a world exclusive Wii review. Maybe it was before it came out. I don't know. Cool. We're only going to read the less good reviews because I do prefer it when they're a little bit sassy. Generally in my review reading, it's more of an interesting and cute time. But we do have to search for the low rating reviews sometimes. I remember one I did way back, sort of like episode 5-ish, that none of the reviews were that negative. So I had to just do kind of medium reviews, which was a bit disappointing. And I wonder, like, why are they not? Anyway, that's fine. Sorry, I was just prattling on while I was looking for reviews that were less than 50% or less. And I found one. Everybody, it's time. Cool. So this first game is Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. Who needs airboards when you've got supersonic legs? Sonic's airboarding racer first appeared on GameCube almost 3 years ago, earning double respect for not being a Mario Kart ripoff and for looking incredibly similar to the admirable F-Zero GX, also from Sega. Unfortunately, it wasn't amazing to play, and the short-term appeal of its good looks and speed soon gave way to the irritations of a clumsy boost system, confusing track design and repetitive on-rails sequences. While we were surprised to see it getting a Wii sequel, given the existence of the similar but superior Sonic and the Secret Rings, there was at least enough potential in the short-lived original to suggest that Sonic Riders Zero Gravity might have something to offer beyond another excuse for a character outing. Massive waggle lagging. Things don't get off to a great start, with a hopelessly unfriendly tutorial introducing some fiddly, unresponsive controls. You have to tilt the remote a ridiculous amount to make the airboards corner properly, at which point they move with all the grace of a container ship with a 2-mile turning circle. Using the D-pad instantly gives you more control, but unless you keep the remote perfectly level, the airboard will always drift slightly. The tilt function can't be turned off. Switching to a GameCube pad, if you have one, is the best option. The Wii Classic controller isn't supported. You can also control it by pointing the remote towards the screen, but that makes the buttons harder to reach. To compensate for the sluggish handling, there's the ability to slingshot around corners using magic gravity powers, which is an upgrade of a similar system in the original. Simply hold a button to enter slow motion mode, reposition so that you're facing the right direction, and release the button to launch forward at full speed, hopefully not straight into a wall. Doing this also picks up bits of debris from the track and flings them forwards, which is a nice effect even if the obstacles often land right where you wanted to go. You can't just use the gravity power whenever you like, as it consumes vast amounts of the energy that you accumulate by doing stunts. Stunting is easy enough, as you just have to press a button when you're about to fly off a ramp. The later you press, the more energy you earn. However, if you use up this boost power too quickly, you'll find that some parts of certain courses are practically impossible to navigate without that gravity slingshot. There's no way you can get around a 90-degree corner without it. Pumping the controller up and down activates a turbo boost, which also burns energy and makes your airboard even less controllable. It's only of any use on long, straight bits of track, and the game will actually tell you when it's safe to use it. It doesn't warn you to save juice for the corners though. There's a separate upgrade system for each type of airboard, activated by collecting rings from around the course. Starting with a simple speed upgrade, the ultimate goal is to collect enough rings to allow you to access shortcuts, which are available once you get a special ability, such as grinding rails or powering through objects. The annoying thing about this system is that you have to start from scratch on every course, so the shortcuts are usually available only on the last lap. Not that they make a huge difference to your times anyway, but it would have been nice to have some sort of cumulative upgrade system so that you didn't have to start out so weedy every time. Horror story. The story mode is over in the blink of an eye. If it took you about 2.5 hours to blink your eye, this would be literally true. And is memorable only for its embarrassing cutscenes and truly terrible plot. You control a different character in each race, taking on a bunch of rolling robots that look like Star Wars rejects. Thanks to the game's stringent rules, only first place is good enough if you want to progress. Coupled with the poor controls, this adds sufficient difficulty to prevent you blasting straight through it on your first go. But once it's all over, if you even make it that far, you probably won't have the urge to go back. It's not even all that quick. Sonic could probably run faster than this, and we're fairly sure the GameCube version wasn't so sedate. Maybe they had to slow it down to get it working better with the tilt controls, but if that was the aim, then they didn't really succeed. Not only has Excite-Truck already proved that motion sensitivity and insane speed can make a great combination on Wii, two of Sega's own titles, Sonic and the Secret Rings and Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz, also manage it a whole lot better than Sonic Riders does. Multiplayer off. There's a 4-player split-screen mode for those who want it and can't find 4 friends willing enough to play this, Although the Wii has so many better multiplayer experiences to offer, we can't imagine this one getting a great deal of attention. Naturally, you can't race against other people online, but you do get a selection of leaderboards, handy if you find yourself itching for the game's time trial mode. Not likely, of course, and even the most hardcore Sonic fans will have to admit this game is basic. dull and seriously flawed in places. The only real positive is that it's made us remember how good F-Zero GX was. Second opinion. Yikes! Yes, this is very uninspiring stuff. Secret Rings is definitely where Sonic is at on Wii. Except when he's moonlighting in Smash Bros, of course. Though, you know, I'm still struggling to control him properly. I can't get to grips with his what? Oh yes, sorry, Sonic Riders. Yeah, rubbish, really. Even the racing minigame on Mercury Meltdown's more fun. It just feels a bit dull, a bit pa, and a bit sigh. So that was a second opinion from a different reviewer. In detail, format, Wii. Publisher, Sega. Developer, Sonic Team. Price, £40. Out now. Functionality, overview. Race hoverboards against robots through branching courses in a disappointingly sluggish sequel. Graphics, 7. Characters are decent, warp effects are good, backgrounds are hectic but always interesting. Audio, 5. Not our favourite soundtrack, and the voices are irritating. Sonic should be seen and not heard. Gameplay, 5. Certain corners spell doom if you've already used up your boost, surely a design error. Innovation, 4. Given the sensitivity of the Wii remote in other games, it's odd that it's so unresponsive here. Summary, too slow, too short, too annoying. Only the graphics have any real quality. Stick with Sonic and the Secret Rings, or even Excite Truck if you don't mind the lack of hedgehog. 49. Nitro Bike. Rides like a banged up moped. The Wii's selection of racing games is looking a little bare at the moment. Sure, we have Mario Kart to look forward to, but other than Excite Truck and the Need for Speed games, there's not much about for petrol heads. So the release of a new Wii racer should be a welcome thing. Developed by the same team who brought us the hit N64 title Excite Bike 64, Nitro Bike sounded quite promising. You use the remote like the handlebar of a motorbike to steer your jet-powered bike across a range of tracks, each one littered with loads of jumps. These jumps, when hit with the Nitro Boost activated, can send the bike rocketing into the air where you can perform high-risk tricks. Ease AI Rider. So this sounds quite exciting. Unfortunately, Nitro Bike is actually a big disappointment, and the main problem is that the control system. At times it works extremely well. You turn the remote and the bike goes exactly where you want it to go. Most of the time, though, the game acts in one of two ways. Either it won't register you turning the remote and you'll end up crashing into a wall, or else the bike will overreact to your actions and handle like an overexcited gerbil. The positioning of your bike for the run up to each jump is crucial to winning a race in Nitro Bike. However, when you can barely control the bike, it puts something of a trombone up your tailpipe. Also, your opponents seem to have no intelligence whatsoever. While it's pretty funny seeing a rider driving the wrong way on the track towards you, it's not funny when all the riders bunch up too closely on corners and inadvertently push you off the track. And this happens quite frequently. To its credit, there's plenty to do here. There's loads of tracks and minigames. You'll be lucky to withstand the frustration of just playing one track though, never mind 20. In detail. Format, Wii. Publisher, Ubisoft. Developer, Left Field. Price, £20. Out now. Functionality. Overview. Take control of a jet-powered dirt bike across over 20 dirt field tracks using the Wii controller as a handlebar. Graphics, 3. The developers worked on Excite Bike 64. Have they used the same graphics engine here? Audio, 3. Guitar riffs that hark back to the 80s hair and metal era. Time to reach for the mute button. Gameplay 4. Speeding and performing tricks can be quite fun. It's just let down by poor controls and moronic AI. Innovation 4. While the trick system works well, the controls don't do anything Excite Truck didn't do. Summary. Nitro Bike is neither fun nor an enjoyable way to pass anyone's time, and the overall experience is nothing short of frustrating and painful. 40. PDC World Championship Darts. PDC World Championship Darts. Aims for bull but misses the board. Sporting games are usually appealing because they offer an experience that you couldn't otherwise get. Take football, for instance. Unless you've got 21 friends and a pitch to hand, you wouldn't be able to play a proper match. Likewise, ice hockey rinks are hardly prolific, and there can't be that many people with a full-sized snooker table at home. But darts? Darts. It's an easily accessible sport, open to all. So this begs the question, why buy PDC World Championship Darts 2008? The answer, don't. Piercing like a mule. Now, we could just about overlook the ugly graphics and the cringe-worthy commentary, but we can't ignore the total inability to actually play the game, and the fact that the two control schemes make it almost impossible to hit anything. Using the remote on its own, you must take aim, hold A, and then rock the remote back and forth like a Wii Sports bowling action turned upside down, releasing the button in the process. But you'll be lucky if you can get it to register even once in every 3 throws. Plug in the nunchuck and it's even worse. The remote is once again used for aiming, but the analog stick powers up the throw. However, unless you've got arms of steel, you'll still miss because the slightest wobble will skew your aim. Undeterred, we found a solution. Sitting down, balancing the remote on our knee and using the nunchuck with 2 hands. If by some stroke of luck you do manage to reach an outshot, the Wii tries its hardest to put you off. The remote starts to rumble, emitting a heartbeat. It's not enough that the opposition's darts suddenly become magnetically drawn towards the intended target, nor that aiming under standard conditions is like threading a needle from 20 feet away using nothing but a pair of mittens and some oversized chopsticks. While blindfolded, the game does its best to thwart your efforts. No, the therapeutic sport is reduced to a game of patience with 2 broken control schemes. Darts is a sociable game, but any friends you ask over to play will end up hating you. Buy a dartboard. In detail. Format Wii. Publisher Oxygen Interactive. Developer Oxygen Interactive. Price £35. Out 8th of February. Functionality. Overview. Jump into the shoes of your favorite darts players and compete in tournaments and well-known darts minigames. Graphics 3. Players are neither supermodels nor mutants. The dartboard's functional. Arenas are bland. Audio 4. The commentary may raise a smile during the first game, but it grates after that. The line they say about badger swinging was rather funny until we realized that a game based around that idea would be far better than this tripe. So, in hindsight, it actually wasn't that funny then. Gameplay 2. Open a thesaurus and look up broken. See all those words? They fit right here. Innovation 5. It's the only solo darts game on the Wii, and minigames are varied. Touch darts is better though. Summary. You'd think that the Wii would be suited to a darts game. It may very well be, but this sure ain't it. There are plenty of game types, but none of them are enjoyable. Don't bother. 28%, 28, 28, 28, 28. CSI Hard Evidence. CSI Hard Evidence. Crime scene investigation, concentration, sapping indifference, More like, haha. Format, Wii. Publisher, Ubisoft. Developer, Telltale Games. Price, £20. Out 21st of March. Touch your nose with your right index finger. Now touch your ear. Look up. Touch your nose again. Go find a piece of fluff and look at it for a while. You've just played CSI Hard Evidence. How was it? Okay, so you didn't get to work with the handsome stars of the show as you do in the game. All of them acting in their finest, most robotic of voices. What is it about video games that turns even the sturdiest of screen actors into the second stand-in from the Dudley Amateur Players production of Peter Pan? But even with Team NGamer's mugs as your co-stars, it was an authentic recreation of the world's least investigative crime scene. Roughing it up. In Hard Evidence, you scour crime scenes in a manner that precludes mistakes, making every move another successful step on the path to telling the story of the world's least exciting murders, and making the game more a simulation of the super tedious world of real forensics than an exciting and action-driven episode of CSI. You'd expect a CSI game from the men behind Sam and Max to pull some clever tricks. So where are the bits where you disgrace the lab by missing that vital strand of hair? Where's the part where you use the Wii remote to pluck a shard of glass from the jets of some bloke's jacuzzi and swab it for DNA with gestures? Let's wait for that game and pretend this one doesn't exist, eh? Verdict. Graphics 4. Audio 4. Gameplay 3. Innovation 1. It's the rare case of a game where failure is, quite literally, not an option. There's nothing hard about CSI's evidence. But tish. 40. Godzilla Unleashed. He's big, he's rubbery, and he's a little bit cross. Meet Japan's latex tormentor. As far as reproducing the look of the movies goes, Godzilla Unleashed has it nailed. The monsters look like men in rubber suits, and the sets are scale models, sparsely populated with cardboard buildings and toy cars. The story is something to do with alien invaders turning the good monsters of Earth into evil destructo beasts by means of giant crystals. You have to fight through tiny, cheapo facsimiles of major cities, beating up the bad monsters and restoring peace. Wrath of the Gods. Or you could just smash the crystals, which, given the slow motion awfulness of the fighting, is a preferable option. If you stand on the far side of a crystal, the monsters will smash through it themselves in a bid to get at you. Saves you the bother. With the crystals out of the way, the level is over and you move on to the next one. You also move on if you leave the controller alone and let Godzilla get his ass kicked, but that takes far too long. It's incredibly brief, although you're supposed to play through it several times if you're determined to unlock the best characters. The mind-numbing absence of fun precludes the likelihood of anyone actually doing that, so Godzilla fans who want to check out the authentic 3D models of their heroes without having to endure one of the ropiest beat-em-ups around can use a cheat code. At the main menu screen, press A and up on the D-pad together to access the cheat screen. The code to unlock everything is 204935. We could mention the rubbish drawings that serve as cutscenes, the terrible camera and the force fields you can't see until you walk into them, or the auto-targeting that leaves you blasting death rays into the sky rather than at the monster in front of you. But that would be putting the boot in. In detail. Format Wii. Publisher Atari. Developer Pipeworks. Price £40. Out 22 February. Overview. Lumber around like a bloke wearing 100 kilos of foam rubber costume and try some clumsy wrestling moves. Graphics 6. The monsters are good. The backdrops with their boxy buildings and low detail are not. Audio 6. Mighty beasts roar, cities explode and men yell, target Mothra, like they have any say in it. Gameplay 3. It's like Rampage meets the slowest, least responsive wrestling game ever. Innovation 3. The controls are crap, and who ever thought beating up crystals would be a compelling activity? Summary. It's a kitsch piece of Godzilla merchandise for fans with extremely high tolerance for low-quality video games. The source material deserves far better than this. 45, 45, 45. Chocobo's Dungeon, Toki Wasuri no Meikyu. Chocobo's Dungeon, Toki Wasuri no Meikyu. Horses for courses and chocobos for Format Wii. Publisher Nihon System. Developer Nihon System. Price 6,090 yen or £28. Out now, Japan. In a stunning piece of archetypal RPG plotting, the townsfolk of Stupid Town have lost fragments of their memories and are utterly helpless without a hand from travelling cowboy-type Zed and his sickeningly cute chocobo companion. Dungeons are where it's at, but don't bother holding onto your hats just yet, because these dungeons aren't dungeons in a good Zelda way. Going underground. Nope. Even those armed with hour after endless wasted hour poured into the previous Chocobo's dungeon games will venture into the darkest crevices in the most brown of dungeons to find very little to hold their attention. We've been here before, the fuzzy little Chocobo, the turn-based combat, the armor and miscellaneous loot, and the randomly generated textured rectangles the game calls dungeons. It's a little prettier than the last game, and there's an all-new job system that sets you up with unique skills for your chocobo. But it ignores the Wii's features, and it's still pulling the same tricks as it did back in 1997. We'll give good odds on the developers having lost their memories like the game's villagers. The serious loot hound will get their money's worth from trawling the dungeons, but it takes a very specific kind of gamer to enjoy such a specific kind of game. Verdict. Graphics 7. Audio 7. Gameplay 4. Innovation 1. Summary. It's a series with fans, but not so many on this side of the world. A translation will help. A whole new core game would be better. 48, 48, 48. From the Abyss. From the Abyss. Format DS. Publisher Sonic Powered. Developer Sonic Powered. Out now, Japan. If you're the kind of person who likes trudging your way repetitively through old school hack and slash games, killing the same 3 kinds of monsters in really samey looking areas over and over again, gradually leveling up so you can withstand enough of a beating to take on a new boss, a boss who actually looks kind of familiar, like he's maybe related to the one you fought last time, and, hang on, have you been here before? Just look around. You know this game inside out, yet you've never played it before. Turn this on and you'll be slowly worn down by the lack of plot and the endless monotony of killing and maiming, and the stench of death that fills your nostrils as you hack your way through every repetitive, samey, goddamn level. Cough. If you're the kind of person who loves that kind of game, then this is the game for you. 35%. 35%. Fukuamori, Moriri no unhappy product. Fukuamori, Moriri no unhappy product. Format DS. Publisher Bandai Namco. Developer Bandai Namco. Out now, Japan. Imagine Tim Burton's redesign of Tamagotchi on DS, and you'll more or less be here at Fukuamori. It's just one step on from a shape recognition game for primary school kids, given a teeny goth makeover and cutified up to its vampire bat chick eyeballs. You've got Identify the Hiragana minigames, Draw Around the Shape minigames, and also a few bizarre extras like wishing on a shooting star and having one of the Batfinks read your fortune from a set of tarot cards. Whether or not young Japanese kiddies will find their hand-eye skills improving after an hour with this, we're fairly sure the developers will get burned by the parents for witchcraft. 40%. Winx Club Mission Enchantrix. Winx Club Mission Enchantrix. Format DS. Publisher Konami. Developer Konami. Out 7th of March. This is either trying to introduce the idea of a side-scrolling shooter to 11-year-old girls, or else it's making a side-scrolling shooter for the adult male audience of it, an Italian cartoon about fairies. It's called the Winx Club, and all its members have long, slender legs, big doting eyes, and an array of coloured clothing cut at jaunty angles. Poor fairy girls, though. They can't even go to the mall without getting attacked by a flock of shadow bats. What has a girl got to do to go shopping? The subplot to do with one of the fairies' parents being separated/divorced is a bizarre sideline, and overall it's ludicrous beyond belief. Just go through each level holding down A and you'll largely be fine, even on hard. Just imagine what it would be like if these girls were easy. What? 50%. Paint by DS. Paint by DS. Format DS. Publisher Atari. Developer Mercury Games. Out now. Does anyone remember that random colouring in pictures of tanks game we reviewed back in issue 11? You know, the one based on the Japanese painting game that we reviewed previously in issue 3? No? Well, it's back only this time with instructions and ratings in English. Apparently, our level of colouring in ability, which was colourful like a rainbow and shaded with the sensibilities of a child, was graded kindergartner. Well, colour us depressed. Unfortunately, this game is still proof of how inaccurate the touchscreen is capable of being, although we must admit that it is kind of relaxing. With only a few generic minigames to pad it out, like whack-a-mole and a tile-sliding picture puzzle, we just can't recommend this, despite rather liking the general idea. 30%. My Little Fluffies. My Little Fluffies. My Little Fluffies. Format DS. Publisher Lexicon Entertainment. Developer DK Games. Out now. Keep a cute pet, move it around an incredibly broken and slow-moving screen, then watch in horror as it plays on swings and slides and eats its own jaggedy pixels for breakfast. The gameplay couldn't be more broken if it was made of china, thrown off a very high mountain into a pit of pointy sharp knives, then accidentally trampled by a herd of marauding elephants. You lead your little alien pet thing around the touchscreen by tapping in the direction you want it to come, and it will tippy-toe out one paw at a time. Yes, the noises are very cute and it's a very sweet idea, but it's not like there aren't already a million bazillion pet sims on this console anyway. Come on guys, this is just embarrassing. Oh, and the title? Camper than a shoe salesman waving his jazz hands. 10%. So that's all the negative games reviews from this issue of NGamer magazine from 2008. And I hope you enjoyed them. I always enjoy reading negative reviews. They're a bit fun. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. So we're going to get on to the next part of the show, which I think is supposed to be reading some more crystal cards. I think that's what we had as number 2 item on this list today. So I've got this card deck of Crystals the Stone deck. Crystals the Stone deck. 78 crystals to energize your life. Which I'm just gonna say that I don't think pictures of crystals actually have the same vibe as crystals, but sure. On the back it says, energize your mind, body and spirit with this luxe deck of 78 crystal cards. Each card features a dazzling stone on the front and an illuminating description on the back, and an accompanying booklet offers tips on how to use and care for your gems. Select a crystal based on your needs or close your eyes and pull a card to see what the universe has in store. There's no such thing as random. Brimming with mystical wisdom on love, sex, strength, clarity, and productivity, this enlightening deck makes it easy to cultivate good vibes whenever you need to, wherever you are. Text by Andrew Smart, photographs by Jason Witch. So the booklet that it talks about, the accompanying booklet, offers tips on how to use and care for your gems. That wasn't in here, I discovered when I was putting it back together last time. Oh, I lost one. There we go. So last time we read out 12 cards, which I put on the end so I wouldn't get confused. So I'm just going to put those ones aside and we'll read out a different 12 today. I'm not going to do the thing that I did last time where I was like shuffling and splitting the deck, like to try and do the like choose a random card type deal. I'm not going to do that because I think that it's just too many of them. There's just too bloody many of them. We're going to read them all anyway, so I don't think that it's telling me my future. Or whatever it randomly predicts that I need. So I'm just going to pick some pictures that I like and then read what they are. So this first one is it's a circle. It's a ball by the looks of it, a grey ball with like kind of craters in it. Dark grey ball with like craters. So this one, Tektite. That's a good word. What it is, Tektite describes any natural glass formed as a result of meteor impacts with our blue planet. I thought it looked like it had craters, like a little planet. Modern science deems the stones terrestrial in composition, i.e. of this Earth, but believers in ancient astronauts have other theories. Who needs it? I hail from a star in Orion's belt, people. Those currently overburdened by resentments. Where to put it? On your UFO landing pad or beside your meditation cushion. When to use it? Gravity feels extra heavy and it's time to initiate launch sequence and blast off. When you're bored with Earth life and want to expand your intergalactic horizons, raise your vibration. Tektite, raise your vibration. This next one is like a pinky stone on top of like a brownie stone. Cute. Oh, amethyst. What it is. Amethyst is a lilac to dark purple, semi-precious gemstone from the quartz family. The ancient Romans believed amethyst got its lush purple color when the god Bacchus spilled wine on a clear stone. Today, amethyst is believed to assist in connecting with the big guy in the sky. Who needs it? Train wrecks who go off the rails on the wet and wild route to Bacchanalia. Any Pisces. Where to put it? The interior decorator's little purple secret. Amethyst can uplift the vibe of any living space. When to use it? When it's time to give up the victim routine and start living with purpose, hold tight to amethyst. Get drunk on your highest self. Amethyst, get drunk on your highest self. The next one is like a pretty bluey purpley, dark bluey purpley colour. And yeah, bit cute, bit funny looking. AzZmR. What it is, meditative and dreamy, AzZmR is a soft, powdery to prismatic, rich blue, copper-infused mineral. Who needs it? The materialistic, vain, and always craving. That's not a judgment, that's almost all of us. Leos especially. I'm a Leo. Where to put it? Alongside the spiritual shovel you're using to dig your way out of that prison of worry, indecision, and desire you've constructed around yourself. When to use it? When material pleasures aren't giving you the buzz they used to. When it's time to take a break from snapping selfies and chasing shiny things. You can shake off shallowness, start with your breath, then dive into the deep end with AzZmR. Explore your hidden depths. AzZmR, explore your hidden depths. Well, okay, that one's for me, I guess. I am a Leo, so checks out. So the next one is, looks like, so it's bluey and greeny. And it's funny because the crystals kind of look square and rectangular, and not so random looking, I guess. I don't know. This one is bismuth. What it is, an iridescent crystalline metal with a stair-step structure that forms when liquid bismuth cools. Bismuth's energy is focusing, conductive, and awakening. Who needs it? The easily distracted, burners, people who are very bored. Where to put it? On your desk in Silicon Valley and in your utility belt in Black Rock City. When to use it? For those looking for some psychedelic influence without swallowing the red pill. Lie on your back and take 10 or 100 or 1,000,000 powerful breaths through your mouth with bismuth placed on your forehead. Then break out of tired, grey thought patterns and get en route to a more colourful, energized life. Rewrite your code with rainbows. Bismuth. Rewrite your code with rainbows. Bismuth. That one was fun. So the next one is like a white with little flecks of grey or black in it. So that's a bit fun. Let's see. What have we got? It's Tibetan black quartz. What it is. The black in Tibetan black quartz references the storm-like bursts of an inky mineral often found inside the stone. The Tibetan refers to the crystal's Himalayan origins. Tibetan black quartz reminds those on the spiritual path to non-judgmentally ask, could I be even clearer right now? Who needs it? Metaphysicists, occultists, tantrists, Sagittarians. Where to put it? Wherever you are looking to elevate the vibe, operate on a higher plane, and explore the vastness of your human consciousness. When to use it? When you're chasing enlightenment on the meditation cushion, when you're pulling tarot cards. Light up your spiritual path. Tibetan black quartz. Light up your spiritual path. Tibetan black quartz. Next we have a mostly clear but a little bit yellow crystal. Herkimer diamond, Herkimer diamond. What it is. Herkimer diamonds are not, in fact, diamonds. They are far more attainable, extra hard, clear quartz beauties with their own alluring, energetic properties. Found in New York's Mohawk Valley, the clarity and two naturally faceted ends, i.e. double termination, of Herkimers earn them their diamond moniker. Who needs it? Reiki masters, travelers on the spiritual path, highly sensitive people. Where to put it? In spaces you want to zone as sacred. When to use it? When you're reaching for clearer than ever through spirituality, therapy, or healing work, brush off all those unwanted vibes with Herkimer diamond. Power wash your energy, Herkimer diamond. Power wash your energy, Herkimer diamond. The next one is a big purple one, big purple rock looking crystal with bits of black in it. Might just be the shadow. Sugar light, sugar light, sugar light. What it is? Vibrant purple, electric magenta, void black. The surface of sugar light calls forth otherworldly realms, dreamy, extraterrestrial, psychedelic, and its illuminating energy encourages you to leave behind reality and visit those far out regions. Who needs it? Anyone planning on escape from the confines of space and time. Where to put it? Wherever you dream, meditate, or grow your light. When to use it? When you're called to take your spiritual practices to another level. It's easy to stay stuck in something that isn't working. There's a comfort to safe and status quo, but there's an unknown out there with unlimited, blissed out possibilities. Ask Sugarlight to light the way there. Stretch the limits of your imagination. Sugarlight, stretch the limits of your imagination. Sugarlight. So the next card is orange. It's a little bit clear around the edges, so it's not super opaque and very orangey. What is it? Rose quartz. Rose quartz. What it is. Rose quartz is love in rock form. Who needs it? The overly self-critical, sentient spiritual beings who love deeply, those in the healing arts, or those who want to be. Where to put it? In spaces you want to zone safe and sacred, held with both hands to your heart with the utmost loving kindness. When to use it? When you feel like you always have to be the one to have it all figured out, to work the hardest, to hold it all together for everyone else. Rose quartz gives us a pink cashmere covered platform to be soft, sweet, and open to spirit. Take care of your heart, rose quartz. Take care of your heart, rose quartz. Well, it looks very orange here, but maybe that's the lighting when they took the photograph, or the printing. But anyway. So next up we have kind of grey-green that looks like a shard of glass, kind of like it looks like it's been sliced off on one side quite smoothly and cracked a bit around the edges. It's a grey-green. It's a very dark grey-green. And it's obsidian. What it is. Obsidian is a black volcanic glass. Before the internet, before AI, before kitten food delivering drones, like way back, early Homo sapiens were getting it done with obsidian tools. Capable of holding an extremely sharp edge, obsidian scalpels are used in surgeries today. Who needs it? Anyone looking to cut out negative people and patterns from their lives? Scorpios. Where to put it? In your pocket, like a concealed weapon against bad vibes. When to use it? When thinking positively seems out of the question. When dark forces are at work, dig in, arm yourself with obsidian, and throttle back. Protect your soul. Obsidian. Protect your soul. Obsidian. The next one is kind of a creamy, milky green, kind of. Like it's not clear. It's kind of got like a pale, milky, but green colour. And then a darker green on one side. What's this one? It's Larimar. What it is. Sea foam toned Larimar is a volcanic blue mineral only found in the Dominican Republic. Its energy is like a spiritual snow cone for the seething and sweltering. Who needs it? The hot-tempered? Any Aries. Where to put it? When super agitated, stop, drop, hold Larimar in your left hand and commence cooling breathing, i.e., stick out your rolled tongue and slowly inhale and exhale like you're sucking through a straw. When to use it? When you feel like all of the world's problems are suddenly just your problem. When anger stands between you and the formation of articulate sentences. Remember, chill is a choice. Ride the cool breeze with Larimar. Slow your roll. Larimar, slow your roll. Larimar. Next up we have another greeny looking one. It's kind of a clear looking green with little black flecks in it. But yeah, cute. This one is aquamarine. What it is. Aquamarine is a fancy type of blue beryl, and it's a powerful coolant for the head and the heart. Who needs it? Those who run hot, fire signs, anybody hanging onto an unspoken burning desire. Where to put it? Wherever you need to turn that whisper into a primal scream, or, if that's a little overly dramatic, wherever you want to speak clearly and calmly from the heart. When to use it? When you've lost your voice, when it's past time to let it go, or when you're feeling a little too en fuego for polite company. Ice yourself down with Aquamarine's cold shower vibes. Keep your cool, Aquamarine. Keep your cool, Aquamarine. The next one is an orange crystal, which is the exact same colour of the rose quartz. So we'll see. Maybe it's another secretly pink crystal, but it looks very similar to the rose quartz. It's orange with like some clearer orange edges. This one is called orange calcite. So it is supposed to be orange, but it is literally the exact colour of the rose quartz, which the other card told me was pink, but you know, here we are. Orange calcite. What it is. Orange calcite is the hot-blooded, artistic, love-on-the-brain wild child of the calcite family. Who needs it? Artists holding the proverbial paintbrush and staring at the proverbial blank canvas. Anyone whose sex life needs a little more, life. Where to put it? The honeymoon suite, the studio. When to use it? When you want to make something beautiful. Orange calcite's energy is all about breaking through the fog and the fear that hang on the path to creation. When you want to add some energy to your creative process or take on the Kama Sutra one page at a time. Get with orange calcite's sun-kissed vibes. Unlock your creativity. Orange calcite, unlock your creativity. Okay, orange calcite. I have just realised that that was number 13. So I guess we're doing 13 today, and the last was orange calcite. So yeah, everyone, I hope you enjoyed learning about crystals. I find them quite interesting. I'm not sure I really believe in crystals having specific magical powers, but I do like crystals. I like what they look like, and I like the crystal vibes. So, you know what? Maybe I could be a crystal girly and pick out a couple of these crystals based on what these weird cards reckon I need, and get a couple of crystals and be like, yo, I'm a crystal girly. And then improve the vibes, I guess. Improve the vibes in my life. Maybe. Anywho, we are going to pack these up and move along with the show. So that was crystals, the stone deck crystals, the stone deck for this evening. Just 13 cards this time, which was one more than last time and one more than I'd kind of low-key planned. But also, I wasn't really keeping track and I just kept reading out more cards, and here we are. So let's move along. The next up, we're going to do a little bit of reading from the Australian Age of Dinosaurs Visitor Guide to Dinosaur Canyon booklet. So this was a part of a dinosaur trail road trip. This was one of the locations, in fact, this was one of the main locations that we had planned to go to as part of our dinosaur trail road trip. So myself and my friend Danica from Kids with Class Kicking Ass, which is my other radio show, we went on this road trip where the goal was to go to the outback, to the dinosaur museum and the dinosaur trail and the footprints and the other dinosaur places, which, if anyone doesn't know, the outback Queensland, there is a couple of locations that are the dinosaur capital of Australia. So if you're into dinosaurs, that's where you got to go. It's very cool. Very, very cool. But what we did was we drove up the coast of Queensland up to Townsville and stopped at a lot of places on the way. Did a lot of what I called last week side quests, and eventually wound up at the Dinosaur Canyon. And then we did a few more after that. But yeah, this is the kind of place that I could go back to 100 times and not get sick of it. I don't know, maybe 100 is too many, but I have this secret dream of one day just leaving my life and going and digging up dinosaurs in the outback, because that would be really cool. Anywho, that's what they do here. So in the Australian Age of Dinosaurs Museum, they have like a museum bit, and they have the Dinosaur Canyon where they've recreated dinosaurs hanging out in specific kind of foliage specific to their time, I guess. And they also have like a laboratory, and you can go in and see the people actually cleaning up the fossils and stuff. So it seems really cool. And they also have a observatory. Why couldn't I remember that word? They also have an observatory there now with so you can look at stars, which is cool as well. It's just everything I'm into, everybody. So we're going to move along to reading the Visitor Guide to Dinosaur Canyon. It's just a little A5 booklet which they gave us, and you would go to the Dinosaur Canyon and there were plaques that got you to do a rubbing of, you had some coloured pencils, which I wonder what happened to my coloured pencils. But yeah, you do a little rubbing of the dinosaurs on the plaque and learn a little bit more about them. And so we're going to see some rubbing artwork by me in this booklet. I'm going to see it and tell you about it, I guess. But, so, anyway, there's a map on the first page. There's also a map that comes out that's like an A4 one, but it's the same as the map in the booklet. So we're going to ignore that one. We're going to ignore it. So I'm just going to talk you through this map, Australian Age of Dinosaurs, because you have to take a little shuttle bus around, because it's quite a big place. And it's just on one of the jump ups out in the outback near Winton, which Winton is where most of the dinosaur stuff is. So that's where you got to go, everyone, if you're keen to do dinosaur stuff. So I'm going to start reading the locations on the map from where the entry is and where you come in. So first up, there is the reception center and collection room, which is right next to staff amenities. And further north than that is the laboratory and waiting room. And then there's, along the trail, which actually goes kind of south, is the Dinosaur Canyon Outpost. Which then leads to Dinosaur Canyon, which has Death in the Billabong exhibit, Valley of the Cycads, Pterodactylus exhibit, Dinosaur Stampede exhibit, and Carnivorasaurus exhibit. Now the Dinosaur Stampede exhibit is talking about the Dinosaur Stampede that is like, an hour drive away from here. So my recommendation is to just go to that big one, but you get a little taste of it here. We went to this before we went to the Dinosaur Stampede. So it was a little bit of a, this is what you've got to look forward to, which it was really. The Dinosaur Stampede was definitely the highlight of this whole trip. But this place was very cool. This is a very close second. And then next to the Dinosaur Canyon, there's the Future Natural History Museum site, which they were building when we were there, which also has the observatory in it. So, safety. Your safety is important to us. Thank you for observing the following. Keep a safe distance from cliffs. Edges may be unstable. Watch your step. Keep to the walking tracks. Carry water. Keep children under surveillance at all times. Keep a safe distance away from and definitely don't handle any of the diverse and sometimes dangerous wildlife on the jump up. Be cautious around water holes after rain. First aid stations are located at the laboratory, reception center, and Dinosaur Canyon Outpost. Symbols. Toilets, car park, lookout, time capsule, cafe, rest area, steps, exhibit viewing platform, water station, Noodle Express station stop, cliff edge, Dinosaur Drive, front gate, Britain Way. 1. Museum Trail. Class 1 to 2, 1 kilometer return trip, approximately 30 minutes, self-guided. 2. Deep Gully Trail. Class 5, 1 kilometer return trip, approximately 45 minutes. Note, track should not be used during rain. Steep slopes in places. Self-guided. 3. Gallery Trail. Class 1. 800 meters return trip. Wheelchair accessible. Guided. Explore Australia's prehistoric past. The story of dinosaurs in central West Queensland is rich and diverse despite a relatively small number of discoveries. During your guided tour, you will hear up-to-date information relating to Australian natural history, including the biodiversity of the jump up, the formation of the landscape, and the incredible dinosaurs that roamed this land 95 million years ago. Noble Express Shuttle. Your journey today will start by boarding the Noble Express Shuttle located at the reception centre. While making the 10-minute journey along the jump up, a museum guide will describe its diverse flora and fauna. Dinosaur Canyon Outpost. Designed by Cox Rayner Architects in Brisbane, Dinosaur Canyon Outpost sits naturally in the landscape around it. When the walls of the outpost were being poured, red, black and orange colours were added to give the look of the rock. Latex moulds from the jump-up surface were then stamped onto the wet cement to create a rock-textured surface. The dinosaur exhibits. Death in the Billabong features Diamantinosaurus matillidae bone replicas in a dried-out waterhole. This glimpse into how dinosaur bones were preserved during the Cretaceous period is followed by the Pterodactylus family exhibit, featuring life-size bronze models of flying reptiles that existed 95 million years ago. Further along the pathway, you will discover the Dinosaur Stampede exhibit, based on the animals of Dinosaur Stampede National Monument. Its center of attention is a 5-meter-long fearsome predator in pursuit of its terrified prey. This is a great spot for a group photo or selfie. The last exhibit features bronze models of Carnibarosaurus eoversi, an armored dinosaur found in northwest Queensland. Valley of the Cycads. Cycads are a plant species that grew 95 million years ago when dinosaurs roamed Australia. These trees are believed to be 700 to 800 years old and evoke the prehistoric world of the Australian age of dinosaurs. How to use this guide. Dinosaur tracings. Each exhibit at Dinosaur Canyon has its own interpretation and dinosaur tracing plaque. We invite you to take home your impressions of the dinosaurs you're visiting today. For best results, center the blank page of your booklet on the dinosaur you want to trace over on the plaque, holding it firmly in place. Starting from a top corner, work your way down and across, lightly coloring the page until your dinosaur appears. Pencils will be provided by your guide or shuttle driver. Connect to the Prehistoric Network and download our free audio guide. Prepare for your museum visit with the Dinosaur Canyon app and make your experience even more interesting. Download the audio guide after connecting to the museum's free Wi-Fi, the Prehistoric Network. Each interpretation lasts for 1 to 3 minutes. The app includes a brief introduction to all 4 outdoor exhibits, behind-the-scenes audio, and an array of information about Australian dinosaurs. How to use the Dinosaur Canyon app. Scan the QR code left or download the AzZzMR Travel app by going to https://izzi.travel/app to select audio guides and search for Australian Age of Dinosaurs Dinosaur Canyon. For best results, download the app in case of internet issues. 3. Each exhibit in this booklet has an audio guide symbol and number to find on your tour, as well as behind-the-scenes audio to listen to after your visit. Headphones will be available at Dinosaur Canyon Outpost upon arrival. Gold coin donation appreciated. Macmillan Littlewood Gallery, featuring Death in the Billabong exhibit. Many of the dinosaur fossils found in the Winton area are preserved in sedimentary rocks that were deposited in ancient billabongs, or watercourses. The most common dinosaur fossils found in these deposits are the bones of large sauropods. In most cases, these animals appear to have become bogged in deep mud, where they died from exposure or starvation, or were killed by predators. A sauropod carcass would have been a smorgasbord for a wide variety of scavengers. As the decaying flesh was torn apart, the huge bones would have been scattered over a wide area. For this reason, the discovery of a near-complete sauropod skeleton is extremely rare. Sauropods that died in muddy billabongs tended to leave behind a concentration of ribs, vertebrae, and limb bones, often piled on top of each other. They are usually found preserved in mudstone that formed when fine-grained sediments settled out of water and covered them. These bone concentrations were often dispersed by floodwaters, and the discovery of dinosaur bones intermingled with Cretaceous plants that have been preserved in fossilized flood debris is relatively common. The exhibit shows dinosaur bones in a muddy billabong as they would have appeared 95 million years ago prior to becoming fossilized in the Winton Formation. Death in the Billabong. And the rubbing is I did in a green pencil, and it's of a sauropod. Okay, Denise O'Boyle Gallery, featuring the Pterodactylus family exhibit. The pterosaurs in this gallery were modelled on a small form known as Pterodactylus. Oh, it's given me a pronunciation. Pterodactylus. Oh, that's helpful. The original pterodactyl, which lived during the late Jurassic in what is now Germany. Pterodactylus belonged to a group known as, oh, why didn't it give me pronunciation of this word? Tenocasmatoidea. Pterodactylus belonged to a group known as Tenocasmatoidea, members of which are present in Upper Jurassic, Lower Cretaceous rocks worldwide. Remains of pterosaurs, possibly referable to Tenocasmatoidea, have been found in Victoria and include vertebrae from between the hips and isolated limb bones. Little has been published on these bones to date, so not much is known about them. However, some tenocasmatoids are thought to have travelled long distances, and it is quite possible that the Victorian pterosaurs were similar to contemporary pterosaurs elsewhere. Fossils of tenocasmatoid pterosaurs tend to be found in sedimentary rocks that were deposited either in or near water. Consequently, it is thought that they lived near the sea or on the outskirts of lakes. Early tenocasmatoids like Pterodactylus had small conical teeth that would have been useful for grabbing small aquatic invertebrates or fish. This exhibit presents a small family group of Pterodactylus, as they may have appeared in real life around 115 million years ago. Pterodactylus family. And the rubbing I have done is of a Pterodactylus, which I did in like black. It looks like black pencil. Next. Wavish Family Gallery, featuring Dinosaur Stampede exhibit. Bones of small dinosaurs are rarely found in the Winton area. However, the thousands of fossilized footprints preserved at Dinosaur Stampede National Monument show that small dinosaurs were very common around 95 million years ago. The small theropod footprints at the Dinosaur Stampede are known as Scartopus, and those of the small ornithopods are called Wintonopus. These names, however, only refer to the footprint of each type of animal and not the animals themselves. The footprints at Dinosaur Stampede National Monument were made by more than 150 small dinosaurs, all seemingly panicked and running for their lives. A sequence of 11 large theropod tracks at the same site match the feet of the theropod Australovenator perfectly. There is little doubt that small theropods and ornithopods like the Scartopus and Wintonopus track makers were an important source of prey for the much larger carnivorous dinosaur. This exhibit features 24 small dinosaurs leaping across a chasm to escape the clutches of a 5-meter-long theropod dinosaur. The models in this exhibit are based on known Australian ornithopods and small theropods, along with ichnofossils, trace fossils, found at Dinosaur Stampede National Monument. And the rubbing is in blue, and it's of Scartopus australis and Wintonopus latimorum. And it's a bunch of small dinosaurs in blue. Wavish Family Gallery, featuring Dinosaur Stampede exhibit, continued. Australovenator was a carnivorous dinosaur that lived during the late Cretaceous in northeast Australia. It was 5 to 6 meters long from snout to tail, 1.5 meters tall at the hips, and weighed around 300 kilograms. Australovenator has lightly constructed jaws lined with small, sharp teeth. Its muscular legs ended in proportionally big feet, and its arms were powerful, with huge hands and claws on its inner 2 fingers. Nicknamed Banjo, the holotype of Australovenator was discovered beside the skeleton of a large sauropod and is the most complete Mesozoic theropod dinosaur known from Australia. And the rubbing here is a brown Estrella venata wintonensis. John Villas Gallery, featuring Carnibarosaurus eoversi exhibit. In 1989, on a property between the towns of Hughenden and Richmond, the 2.5 metre long skeleton of a fossilised ankylosaur was found. For many years, this dinosaur was thought to belong to the genus Minmi. However, in 2015, a team of paleontologists deduced that the original Minmi specimen found near Roma and the one from Richmond were quite different. The Richmond ankylosaur is now named Carnibarosaurus eoversi. The skeleton of Carnibarosaurus is the most complete Mesozoic dinosaur ever found in Australia. It is extremely well preserved, with most of the animal's armor plates still in their life positions. Even the gut contents were preserved, providing evidence of this small ankylosaur's last meal of flowering plants and ferns. No gastroliths, stomach stones, were found, suggesting that Carnibarosaurus reduced plant matter with its horny beak and cheek teeth to aid digestion. Although Carnibarosaurus was a land-living animal, its skeleton was found in sediments that were deposited at the bottom of an ancient inland sea. The armor plates and skin appeared to have been shrink-wrapped around the skeleton, suggesting that it died on land in close proximity to a watercourse before flooding carried the desiccated corpse out to sea. This exhibit consists of 3 life-size models based on the original skeleton of Carnibarosaurus, and depicts how this armored dinosaur may have looked 104 to 102 million years ago. And the rubbing here is of the Carnibarosaurus eoversi, and it's in red pencil. Cool. Cretaceous Garden, featuring Valley of the Cycads. Of all the Cretaceous plant relatives surviving in Australia today, cycads are the most perfectly adapted to survive the dry Australian climate. Numerous species thrive in Central and North Australia, and their success at filling a niche that many other plants cannot survive in is testimony to the hardy adaptability of this ancient plant family. Commonly referred to as Zamias or Zamia palms, the large cycad trees in this gallery belong to the species Macrozamia mori and are believed to be 700 to 800 years old. Like other species of cycads, Zamias are very slow growers and are noted for their ability to survive extreme drought conditions, fire and frost. Macrozamia is commonly found around Springshaw and Carnarvon Gorge in the highlands of central Queensland, as well as at the head of the Clarence River in northeast New South Wales. The Valley of the Cycads is the first of several Cretaceous garden exhibits planned for Dinosaur Canyon. Dinosaur Canyon Outpost. Dinosaur Canyon Outpost lies 2 kilometres from the museum's multi-award-winning reception centre and is the first point of contact for visitors to Dinosaur Canyon. Designed by Cox Rayner Architects, the building blends into the surrounding environment and features rock-textured walls that appear to rise up from a belt of ironstone ridges. Situated on the edge of a cliff overlooking the canyon below, Dinosaur Canyon Outpost offers spectacular views of the rolling western plains and an open, cool and inviting cave-like interior. The building's exterior follows the Australian Age of Dinosaurs Museum's theme of red rock and rust that belies a stylish interior of stained timber walls, tiled floors and unique architecture. The building has 2 ambulante toilets, cold drinking water and beautifully crafted concrete seating with display plinths and a school seating area. Dinosaur Canyon Outpost has wheelchair-accessible pathways that connect to a bridge across the gorge into Dinosaur Canyon. Relax in the shade and enjoy spectacular views and hopefully a cooling breeze from one of Australia's best vantage points. How it came to be. The complexity of building an aesthetically beautiful yet practical building and pathways through the rugged terrain of Dinosaur Canyon has been made possible by the support and hard work of many people and organizations. Acknowledgements. Construction of the Dinosaur Canyon outpost and pathways would not have been possible without funding support from the Tourism Demand Driver Infrastructure Program, TDDI, administered by the Department of Tourism, Major Events, Small Business and the Commonwealth Games, DTESB. Macmillan Littlewood Gallery. This exhibit was built by Tom and Travis Tischler, Matt White and the Elliott family through the generous support of Jim and Maxine Macmillan and Rex Littlewood. Denise O'Boyle Gallery. This exhibit was sculptured by Tom Tischler based on original artwork by Travis Tischler and was made possible through the generous support of Denise O'Boyle. Wavish Family Gallery. The dinosaurs in this exhibit were made from 3D digital reconstructions by Travis Tischler. Their construction in bronze was made possible through the generous support of Bill Wavish and family. John Villiers Gallery. The dinosaurs in this exhibit were made from 3D digital reconstructions by Travis Tischler. Their construction in bronze was made possible through the generous support of the John Villiers Trust. Cretaceous Garden. The cycads in this gallery were donated by Graham and Barbara Todd, with assistance from Ian Elliott, who brought the trees back to Winton. The trees were then transplanted into their current positions by Winton Rural Services, Outback Plumbing and the Elliott family. Noble Express Shuttle. The shuttle buses used to transport visitors between the reception centre and Dinosaur Canyon were kindly funded by a donation from Noble Group Limited, with support from Spacepack Industries Proprietary Limited. Britton Way. The road to Dinosaur Canyon was built by Winton Shire Council and named after the Britton family in recognition of their donation of the land for the museum site. Dinosaur Canyon Outpost and Pathways. The museum acknowledges the support of J.T. Cox Concreting, JKC Building Proprietary Limited, Winton Rural Services and the Elliott family for their construction efforts. A plaque at Dinosaur Canyon Outpost acknowledges these contributions and those from other people. Looking to the future. Dinosaur Canyon is the first phase of the main Australian Age of Dinosaurs Museum of Natural History building, an international centre of excellence leading in the conservation and research of Australia's dinosaurs. The museum will house education, research and tourism facilities, along with world-class dinosaur exhibits, fossils, minerals and interpretations representing the evolution of life in Australia. It will tell the story of the Australian continent, presenting its 4.5 billion year geological journey through deep time as a special part of the heritage of all Australians. So I also have here my multi-pass, WDCOA VIP pass, Winton Dinosaur Capital of Australia. It's a plastic pass on a lanyard. Says 2 attractions, a once-in-a-lifetime experience, your pass to the Australian Age of Dinosaurs Museum of Natural History, 24 kilometres southeast of Winton, and Dinosaur Stampede National Monument at Lark Quarry Conservation Park, 110 kilometres southwest of Winton. Please present your pass at each attraction when you arrive. Valid for 1 year from purchase. Cannot be used for re-entry to any attraction. And someone has hole punched it so they know that we have been and used 2 entries. So rude. So rude. So that's a bit of a fun noise. It's just a piece of plastic on a lanyard, everybody, but it's quite hefty as far as passes go, really. My multi-pass. Okay, so that was the Australian Age of Dinosaurs Dinosaur Canyon booklet, and I do recommend going there because it's a great place. But thanks for staying tuned to AZMR, everyone. Thanks for staying tuned to AZMR. We now have some origami. Teeny Baby. I think that's the brand. Teeny Baby Origami. So it's just in this little plastic, or little packet wrapped in plastic. I'm going to unwrap it. Origami. Okay. So on the front, it's got a picture of a fan wheel. These are all origamied. A little airplane, a little bird, a frog, a piano, and then there's a cutout in a star shape so you can see the first piece of paper underneath. Says Teeny Baby, and on the back, origami, 40 sheets of folding paper, 69 simple models. So wait, hold on, they gave us less paper than there are models. That's very confusing for me. Includes, step-by-step diagrams, includes an origami storage box, which I'm guessing it's just this little cardboard envelope that they're in. Origami, published in USA by Sunshine Children's Educational Association. Teeny Baby, made in China. And so it's in a little cardboard envelope. Okay, so we have a booklet, an origami booklet. I've got a feeling I'm just not going to be as good at this as I would like to be, and there's going to be a lot of struggle noises. So I'm not sure how many we're going to do, but we'll find out, won't we? I'm a bit shocked by the 69 different models, but 40 sheets of folding paper. You couldn't give me 69 bits of paper, or like 70, so I could like stuff one up. Anyway, there's lots of bits of paper. Apparently not enough though. There's a blue one with little white flowers, and there's plain blue and plain orange, and then orange with sort of dandelion looking symbols, and purple with like starburst kind of symbols, and there's a plain purple and green, and then there's green with white flowers, and pink with white flowers, and the yellow with the dandelion symbol, and there's a purple with the starburst. Cute. Okay, let's do an origami, everybody. Okay, so the contents has introduction 1, introduction 2, because it's like me doing ASMR, how I do 1 million introductions. Basic folds, and then the categories are toys with pinwheel, balloon, fortune teller, monkey on the roof, big mouth, little bubbling fish. Then vehicles are glider, aircraft, bomber, air scout, rocket, space shuttle, sailing boat, fishing boat, car and jeep. Wares are cup, square box, decoration box, fruit tray. Commodities are table, chair, tea table, bed, piano, telephone, photo frame, purse, bag, watch. And then clothes, top, trousers, shirt, sombrero, garrison cap, hat. Plants are tulip, lily, morning glory and mushroom. Bugs, cicada, ladybird, locust, snail. Aquatic animals, goldfish, carp, starfish, frog, turtle, whale. Birds, rooster, hen, chick, duck, goose, eagle, peacock, crane, pigeon, parrot, crow, penguin. Animals, rabbit, horse, deer, fox, seal, elephant, and rhino. Introduction 1. Introduction 1. Fold symbol. It's a dashed line, which is a valley fold line. And it's got corresponding diagrams. And there's a straight line with an arrow fold forward. There's a dash dot line, which is called a mountain fold line. And then a kind of curved arrow that means fold backward. Cute. There's pictures for this, so hopefully I will understand it when I'm doing it. There's a line with like a jagged bit, like a lightning bolt, and then an arrow. That's called pleat fold. There's a line with little scissors at the end called cut. There's a filled in hashed area, says cut off, and then edge. Okay. Introduction 2. There's a twirly arrow that says turn over. There's an arrow that is bold, I guess. It's like a double line arrow that says pull. There's an arrow with like a tail on the end that says open or insert. There's an arrow with like a cloud on the end that says inflate. There's a dash dot line with an arrow pointing down towards it that says inside fold. And then there's a dashed line with a curved arrow that says outside fold. Basic folds. 1. Book base. Book base. Fold in half. 2. Shawl base. Shawl base. Fold diagonally. 3. Cupboard base. Fold the 2 edges to the center line. Cupboard base. 4. Kite base. Kite base. Fold the 2 edges to the center line. Oh, but it's one of those is rectangular and one is like making a paper airplane. 5. Blintz base. 5. Blintz base. Blintz base. Fold the 4 corners into the center. And then it looks like you turn it over and fold the 4 corners again. There's more basic folds, everybody. Oh, there's so many pages of basic folds. Okay, this is fine. Water bomb base A. 1. Fold in half. 2. Repeat step 1. 3. Pull the upper layer and squash the corner. 4. Repeat behind. 5. Finished. Okay, this is going to be fine, everyone. I'm going to be so good at this. Water bomb base B. 1. Fold diagonally. 2. Fold the right corner forward and the left one back. 3. Open and squash. 4. Finished. It is actually showing a picture of what it looks like at the end, so I guess that will help. Square base A. 1. Fold in half. 2. Fold the right corner forward and the left one back. 3. Open and squash. 4. Finished. Square base B. 1. Fold diagonally. 2. Fold in half. 3. Pull the upper layer and squash the corner. 4. Repeat behind. 5. Finished. So many basic folds. Okay, fish base. Fish base. 1. Fold the 2 edges to the center line. 2. Repeat step 1. 3. Unfold to step 2. 4. Pull the middle 2 corners and squash the corners on both sides. 5. Flatten. 6. Finished. Bird base. 1. Fold diagonally. 2. Fold in half. 3. Pull the upper layer and squash the corner. 4. Repeat behind. 5. Fold the 2 edges. Repeat behind. 6. Unfold to step 5. 7. Pull the upper layer and squash the 2 corners. 8. Repeat behind. 9. Finished. So I don't know how long it will take me to do each of these origamiing pictures, but I feel like, I don't know, it's going to be interesting, but we're probably only going to get a couple done because I will be unco, but hopefully we have a cute time. Hopefully we have a cute time doing some origami. Let's go. Okay, I'll just have to set my microphone up a little bit differently so that it can hear, I think. I don't know. I'll be back. Okie dokie. So we're going to start by making a shirt, I think, because the picture is pretty cute of a little shirt. So I think that's what we'll start with. I have to choose a colour. I'm going to go with purple. So first it says fold the 2 edges into the center line. Okay, so we're going to have to do some vague measuring, I guess, to get it to the center. Okay, that roughly looks like the center, hopefully. Fold the 2 corners so they're folding outwards. 2 corners are folding outwards. Fold upward, so I'm folding it in half. The opposite direction to that I was just folding. It should be folded as shown. Well, it is. That's good. Turn it over and fold the 2 corners. And then turn it over and fold 2 different corners. Fold the edge downward and turn it over. Finished. Okay, my proportions are a little off, but it's pretty cute, everyone. Made a little shirt with a little collar. Yeah, you know what? There was a lot of folding of corners, but it's my little shirt. My little shirt. Okay, next up we're going to do an animal. How about a peacock? Let's make a peacock. Okay, let's give it a go. Fold the two edges to the center line, and it's diagonal this time. That seems roughly symmetrical, and now fold the two edges outward. So I'm taking the corners that I just folded in and folding them kind of back on themselves. Okay, fold the two edges back. What? Oh, okay. Kind of folding it backwards into the center at the back. Doesn't make much sense, it's fine. It's not super symmetrical. Pleat fold, if I could remember what that was. I think it's like an upsy downsy. Okay. Okay, pull as shown. Oh no. Wait, there's another step. Fold in half. Okay. So I'm folding in half long ways. Okay, it's a little unco, but that's fine. So now, pull as shown. Outside fold the corner. Okay, this is fine, Oh, that actually worked. Okay, it looks a little bit unco. Doesn't super look like the picture, but it's pretty cute. It's pretty cute, everyone. Actually, you know what? It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. we made a little shirt and a little peacock, which I actually think is about all we've got time for tonight. So, now I'm just going to play some gentle piano just to help you drift off to sleep. Just to help you drift off to sleep. Thank you for tuning in to AZMR on Zed Digital tonight. Good night, everyone. Good night.